Hello again, and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is BGFH, and I am back for kind of a part 2 video. Last time I looked at some games that I would consider essential for low vision iOS gamers. This time I'm going to take you through kind of what I have on my phone for blind gamers. This one isn't going to be near as comprehensive, and I don't know that I'm going to go in and demo them all for you like I did for the low vision ones, because the blindness ones, a lot of them kind of take a little bit longer to kind of get into and like to demo, but I'll try to show you a couple of them here. And this list, I would say probably isn't going to be quite as comprehensive, simply for the reason that like I play and I've tried a lot of the accessible games and I've covered them on the channel. But I don't play every one like in the same genre. Like there are, probably a couple dozen types of word games right now. And, even for the low vision, I play some accessible word games and I play some low vision word games. And, there are just so many. Like I like word games. I like kind of being challenged that way, but I can only play so many variants of them. So there are some of those that I'm not going to have in here that I might be missing. There are probably a couple dozen of these text adventures. I've covered a couple of those on the channel, like Choose Your Own Adventure. Those, there's a lot of those. But again, they're just kind of, again, choosing, reading something, making a choice, reading something, making a choice. Not to say that that's bad. I like interactive fiction. But again, I'm not going to go through all of them on here, and I don't have all of them downloaded. So what I have on here as far as accessible games, I have them in a couple of different folders here.
Essential games folder, 18 game services folder, essential games, audio games folder, 11 apps.
So I have audio games. These are more games that are, these are more like self-voiced games, that don't necessarily use voiceover as much. So, unfortunately, some of these you're not going to be able to get anymore, but so far they still work under iOS 11, surprisingly, if you have purchased them.
Pop-up Sangray.
Pop-up Sangray 1 and 2.
Pop-up Sangray 2. Double tap to open.
I still say that it's a shame. It is just a real shame that company, something else, had to go.
The Nightjar. Double tap to open.
Nightjar.
Audio Defense. Double tap to open.
Audio Defense Zombie Arena. That game was so good. The game is so good, and I really wish that they could, bring that back and keep updating, because I was really, really curious to see where they were going to go. They went from Papa 1 to 2 and the Nightjar, and then they really, with Papa 2 and Audio Defense, they just really, really seemed to be hitting their stride, and their production values were excellent. All that kind of stuff.
ARR1_ENG. Double tap to open.
ARR,
ARR1_ENG. Space encounter ENG. ARR1_ENG.
I'm not sure what ARR is.
ARR1_ENG. Double tap.
It's named really weird. Let me see.
Remember to deactivate the Voiceover for the best game experience.
Oh, Audio Rally Racing. Okay.
Welcome to Audio Rally Racing. Tap with one finger to navigate through menus. Tap with 2 fingers to select an option. Tap with 3 fingers to cancel. Single race mode.
So I've covered this one, I think,
Tournament mode.
On the PC.
Championship. How to play. Credits. Single race mode. Tournament mode. Championship mode.
Oh.
How to play. Credits. Single race mode. Tournament mode. Championship mode. How to play. Credits. Single race mode. Select the nation. Argentina. Brazil.
Sure.
Select the circuit. Sao Paulo.
Sure,
Confirm the circuit. Description. Confirm the circuit.
Yeah, just
select your car. Black Thunder. Confirm your car. Start the race.
Yes, just
Left
start.
side. Right side. Are
Hey.
you ready to start the race?
Yeah.
Now loading.
I don't remember how to play
Weather
this.
is sunny. Instructions. Increase the speed by pressing the screen with one finger and increase it by releasing the finger.
Okay.
You can steer by tilting the device
Okay.
left or right.
Let's go.
Tap with two. Go!
So I'm just, tilting, and you're listening for the audio.
Medium left curve in. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay,
Uh-oh.
on right curve in. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, high jump ahead. Wait, we have to run up to jump. Uphill ahead.
Ow.
Full speed ahead.
That didn't sound good. And I think these tracks are
Left curve
actually
in. 3,
pretty long,
2,
so
1, go! Okay, medium uphill ahead. Run!
kind of like, it reminds me of like rally racing in a way, just the way he's calling out the turns and stuff. So the nice thing is we
Medium
do
uphill
have
ahead.
visuals,
Push!
but you can also play it via audio. So I'm just kind of closing my
Go
eyes
straight.
and kind of just
Go!
trying to go by
Go
what is
straight.
in my audio here.
We're halfway.
Scrunch
Medium
something.
right curve. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay. Hard
Oops.
damage. Medium uphill ahead. Percent. Go, go, go!
I ran into the wall there.
Go straight. Okay, let's go. Go straight. Go, go, go!
Bugs hitting the windshield.
Long
I
left
think is
curve
what
in.
that's supposed
3,
to be.
2, 1, go! Okay. Hard damage. Long left curve in. 3%. 2, 1.
And I can't
Go.
remember if you actually have to repair in between
Okay,
races
go
or
straight.
how that
We're
works.
close to the
I
finish
don't
line.
think so, but
Go straight.
it's been a while since I've played this.
Finish line. The race is over. Your time is
So-
1 minute 53 seconds. You damaged your car at 20%.
20%.
Your
so,
final
yeah.
score is 77 points.
So there you go. Audio Rally Racing. That is a pretty, I like the way they did the audio in that one simply because, it sounds more realistic. There was another racing game, I forget what it was called, but I really didn't care for it as much because it had these weird, like, kind of kitty sound effects, which, is fine for what it was, but I was like, oh, I thought this was going to be like an actual kind of more realistic sounding racing game. Forget what that one was
Voiceover on.
called.
Audio games. Heading. Space Encounter ENG. Double tap to open.
Space Encounter. This one's another really good audio game.
Pilot,
Voiceover on.
use your headphones and deactivate voiceover for a better gaming experience.
And I think I played I don't remember if I
Welcome
covered
to
the
Space
PC
Encounter, Pilot.
version.
Touch
or
the screen with a finger
iOS
to
version,
scroll the
'cause it's
options,
available on
with
both.
2 fingers to confirm, and with 5 fingers to go back.
So,
Campaign mode.
sure.
Start new campaign.
Sure.
You're going to start campaign mode. Do you confirm?
Sure. We're just going to
Select
go in.
your ship. Space Thunderbolt. You
I'm just
selected
choosing
the
all
ship.
default.
Right. Left.
Yeah. Shut up. Let's go.
Loading.
So again, if you want to see these in more detail, this one I might have done the PC
Tilt the
version.
device to move the ship. Touch the screen with 2 fingers to shoot, and with 5 to pause. Once you hook the enemy ship, you will hear a continuous beep. That's the best moment to shoot. We've arrived to the old satellite point, Rizzoe 55. Let's get ready for battle.
Okay.
Pilot, touch with 2 fingers to start the
Yes,
mission.
let's go.
Our radars are catching a new wave of Alpha Centauri's destroyers.
So there are different ships that have different amounts of...
Enemy torn apart. Enemy in pieces. Good
Again,
job.
good sound effects.
Enemy destroyed.
You're just trying to send it
I
in
love
your
this job. Enemy
audio.
destroyed. I love this job.
Yeah.
Enemy shot incoming. We've been hit. Shields at 87%. Enemy destroyed. Ooh. One more killed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Look out! Enemies, we have avoided the shot.
I'm pretty
Pilot,
sure I
get ready.
covered the PC
We've caught a new
version
wave
this.
of grey interceptors.
So again, I really do like the audio of this one.
Let's finish them! Enemy eliminated. Good job, pilot.
This one I would say is an essential audio game.
My enemy torn apart. I love this job. Enemy hit. Enemy shot
Hit him
incoming.
again.
The ship has been hit, sir.
Oh, I got hit.
Ship shields at 75%. One more kill.
Tilting the device. Nope, come here, buddy.
Look out! Enemy ship. We've been hit.
Uh-oh.
Ship shields at. Our radars are catching a new wave of
Okay,
grey
it
bombers.
kind of got cut off, so I'm not sure what our shields are at right now.
Enemy hit! Shoot it! Enemy torn apart! Enemy torn apart!
Okay, we got
Look
some on
out!
the left.
Enemy shot!
Uh-oh.
50%. Look out! Enemy shot! Have avoided their shot.
Alright, that's good.
Enemy eliminated. Good job, pilot.
So, I'm trying to remember how long these rounds are.
Enemy damaged. Let's destroy him.
Again, really cool sound effects.
Enemy shot avoided. Pilot, get ready. We've caught a new wave of rebel cargo vessels.
So there you go. That is Space Encounter. We're not going to keep going with that because, again, it's very self-explanatory, but it's nice because you can choose different ships. They have different like shields and fire rates and different things like that. I really like the audio design of that game.
Voiceover on. Audio games.
Let's see
Heading.
what else we have.
The Inquisitor. Double tap to open.
The Inquisitor. This one I'm not really going to demo just because it's one of those games that kind of takes a while to get into. But there are actually a few games in that series. I think, what is it, the Inquisitor? I think the Ensign is another part of that, if I remember correctly. But those are also really good audio games.
Audio Game Hub.
Audio Game Hub. I did a video of this one. We can pop in here real quick.
Audio Game Hub.
These are actually pretty
Please
good.
turn the accessibility mode off. Use
Voiceover off.
headphones for best sound experience. Royal Blind Foundation of New Zealand.
So these are
Auckland University of Technology.
there's all kinds of little mini games and stuff.
The
that you can
Ufana
play.
University, Lundberg.
Yeah, who cares? I mean, it's
Sonar
good, but
Interactive.
for the sake of the video, we're just trying to cruise through here. And this is another really polished game. It's really well done. There's a lot of
Welcome
different
to the Audio Game
variety. I
Hub.
think I'll just show you sort of what's in here.
Your gift is ready to collect.
Oh,
Choose one of the following.
I get a gift.
Gift box 1.
Yay!
Congratulations. You received 50 coins. Main menu.
Excellent.
Page 1 of 2. Play games.
Okay, I will do that. No, sorry. It's just one of those things with, spliced together audio that it just makes me laugh, or they even do that on like recordings for phone calls and stuff.
Tutorial. Play games.
So I'll go into there. I'll just show you
Games
what we
menu.
have here.
Page 1 of 2. Casino games.
Okay, so we got a bunch of stuff in there.
Bomb disarmer.
Bomb disarmer.
Super Simon. Archery. Hunt.
Archery was pretty fun. Hunt, I'm trying to remember what that one was.
Samurai tournament.
Samurai, that was not quite what I thought it was going to be, but it was still
Page
pretty
2
interesting.
of 2. Samurai Dojo.
Samurai Dojo.
Labyrinth. Memory. Blocks. Animal Escape.
Blocks
Coming
was
soon.
a doozy. Oh, what was
Blocks. Animal Escape. Coming
that?
soon.
Animal Escape. Not sure what that's going to be.
Runner. Coming soon.
Okay, so we're going to have an accessible runner. That's cool because, with like things like Jetpack Joyride, Temple Run, all these, there's a gazillion of these runner games for iOS, and that's a really great thing that they're going to have that part of it in there. So that is something to look forward to. Let's really quickly go in.
Labyrinth. Samurai Dot page. Hunt.
What was hunt again?
Hunt game menu. Start new game. Tutorial. High scores. Tutorial.
Now let's just go in and see
Start
if I can
new
figure it
game.
out.
Dear Archer, the Sherwood Forest is
Oh, okay.
filled with
It's
animals
just
of
another
all
Archer
kinds.
thing. Okay, instead of
We have to
targets.
keep our jolly bowmen's stomachs full to defend ourselves against the Sheriff of Nottingham. You will hunt different kinds of animals, like wild
good for you.
boars, foxes, rabbits, and martens.
Can I
The
skip you
smaller and
somehow?
faster the animal, the more difficult it will be to hunt it. Let's see how good you are. Remember, the targets will move and become smaller with
Return.
each round. Prepare for the next
Settings.
animal, a bear. You can do better than that.
come on, I
You've
hit
got
it.
2 shots left.
Bring it.
You missed. You've got 1 shot left.
Okay, I'm not quite sure.
If you wait too long, it might escape. You missed. I think
Okay.
you need more practice, my dear bowman.
Yeah, I probably do, but that's because I'm not quite exactly
Congratulations.
sure of how
You
the
have
mechanics of
unlocked
this thing
the
worked.
Vegetarian
Yeah.
achievement. Would you like to share
Cool, I
your
got an
progress
achievement
on
for
Facebook?
sucking.
You will be redirected to a new
No, I
browser
would
window.
not. Okay, I would not like to post that to Facebook. Close a couple of these here. So those are some audio games. Now, I know I'm missing some.
Voiceover on. Game services
Like I
folder.
said, I don't have the comprehensive number of these on my phone, but there are more games that I have in here. So
Audio games folder.
I have
11 apps.
audio games.
Accessible games folder. Nintendo. Accessible games
Now
folder.
I have
8 apps.
accessible
Eight apps.
games.
Double
These
tap
are
opening accessible games
games
folder.
that are more that I'm going to use with voiceover. And again, even here, I don't have all of the games that I've covered in the past.
Cribbage Pro. Recently updated. Double tap to
Cribbage
open.
Pro. This is a really good one if you like to play cards. That's a nice accessible card game. I've had that on my phone, and I've played that actual multiplayer with a friend of mine, so that's a pretty cool
Dice World.
game.
Double tap. Dice World. Double tap to open.
Dice World, this one is super popular for voiceover users. You can play, 5 or 6 different types of dice games like Yahtzee, and I can't even remember them all, but there's so many of those dice. There's a lot of dice games in there, and that's, again, I see people posting, even still now, people posting on Twitter for a lot of those.
A dark room. Double tap to open.
A Dark Room, that is a really neat game. It starts out really simple, where you're basically trying to keep a fire lit in this room to, to survive. Otherwise, like, some creatures are going to come and get you or something. But as you get further and you maintain your fire a little bit, you learn that, oh, hey, I can actually get out of my little campfire area and I can go explore the wilderness, essentially, and fight creatures and explore different areas. The more you play, it just really, really opens up. And again, that's something that I cannot do justice here because it takes a while for the game to kind of get going. And like I said, the more you play, it just gets better. But go check out the video for A Dark Room. I already did a video for that. Another really fun, surprisingly deep game, actually. That would be one I would really come back to.
Super Tile Smash. Double tap to open.
Super Tile Smash. This is an accessible puzzle game. So people wanting something like Match 3, this is
Super Tile
something
Smash.
that I
Pyramid
can
1-1.
go into. So if I move my finger around,
Pyramid 1-1. Darkness 1-2. Pyramid 1-3. Cross 1-4. Cross 2-4. Block 2-2. Circle 2-1.
and I
Heart 3-1.
basically want to match 3 that are together. So I'm going to, again, cheating visually.
Star 5-3.
We're going to do a
Pentagon
star
5-3.
here, and just to use it here. But this is really great for low vision and for blind users because, like, the tiles are super large. They're simple. They're easy to differentiate from each other.
Diamond 5-1. Darkness 5-2. Pentagon
And
5-3.
either by
Darkness 5-2.
swiping
Pentagon 5-3. Darkness 5-4.
or explore by touch, you can actually move through the grid very easily.
Heart 3-1. Darkness 2-2.
So
Pyramid
this
1-2.
is another very good game.
Star 1-2.
And this one, I think you're trying to match at
Cross
least
3-4.
2.
Pentagon 3-4.
Usually it's match 3, but I want to say, yeah, this one you can do
Rocket 4-2.
2.
Circle 4-2. Circle 2-1. Flash 2-1.
So I'm just kind of...
Pyramid 3-2.
So there we
Pyramid
got a
4-4.
3.
Pentagon 4-4.
They're all kind of... And this one is sort of weird because it kind of breaks the rules of most match 3 games where you have to go up, down, left, right, or diagonal. This one can kind of combine them. So if you have, let's say, 2 shapes that are side by side and then one down into the right, so it's a diagonal, those will all still kind of go through. So you really, especially if you don't have any vision and you're exclusively using voiceover, it's going to take longer to play, but like you really kind of have to wrap your head around spatially remembering the board. And each time you make a move, depending on what gets cleared, you know, you still really do have to kind of revisit the board layout and see how the pieces have changed. But I know a lot of other people have have used it or have played it. So like this one here, there's
Darkness 2-2.
there's a square under
Darkness 1-3.
1-3,
Darkness 2-3.
2-3,
Darkness 2-2.
2-2,
Darkness 2-3.
and
Darkness 3-4.
3-4. So theoretically, if I tapped on one of these, double tapped,
Pyramid 3-4.
all of those go away. So now the board on the top there has changed considerably, and so if you were a voiceover user, you'd really want to review that again. So that is Super Tile Smash, another really
App switcher. Super Tile Smash. Closing Super Tile Smash.
great accessible puzzle game.
Mail. Active. Crafting Kingdom. Beta. Double tap to open.
Crafting Kingdom. Now, I am a beta user of this. I've done a video for it. This is a substantial game because it is one of the first titles that has had Unity support. They're working on the accessible Unity engine. And once that becomes more widely used as far as the accessibility plugin, we might be able to see a lot more mainstream games intentionally or unintentionally supporting accessibility. So again, that's another one I'd recommend that you check the video out for, because it's a little bit tricky to just do a very, very quick overview, because you're collecting resources and you're crafting one thing to craft another to then get more resources to craft something else. And there's a lot of like logistics to it. But it's very accessible and it's quite good.
Blindfold Phrase Madness. Double tap to open. Blindfold Phrase Madness.
Oh, okay,
Double tap
that
to
should
open.
be in a different folder, but
Black Box. Recently
I'll
updated.
move it later.
Double tap to open.
Now, Black Box. This is a game that is super... I'm super
Home grid.
impressed
29 out of
with.
68 reveal challenges solved. Triple threat. Heading. I've added new hints to eat.
Oh, what do we got
Triple
here?
threat. Heading. Triple threat. Heading. Triple threat. Heading. I've added new hints to every challenge, and I'm tripling your hints. Sound good? Take 4 hint credits. Button. Share. Button.
Okay.
Take 4 hint credits. Button. Take 4 hint
Cool.
credits. Want to navigate the B. New accessibility rotors. Heading. New accessibility rotors. Heading. Want to navigate the black box grid like a pro? New accessibility rotors have been added. I hope they help. Dismiss. Button.
Okay.
Dismiss. Button.
More accessibility
Dismiss.
rotors. I haven't checked this out in a while.
Type 1
I've been
challenge.
meaning
6
to
of 6
get
solved.
back to
Open
this.
challenge.
But this game is just so cool. I would say, AppleVis is going to probably have their, accessible game awards and app awards like they always do. This one, I think for sure, between this one and I think Crafting Kingdom just for the Unity stuff, but like as unique as Black Box is, this one for sure I think just deserves it, because not only is it accessible, it's not another word game, it's not another text game, it's not even a traditional game. This would be a really cool thing just for a mainstream audience, the way that it uses your device, the way that you can make it do all kinds of things. Like, it's just so unique. And I really, really want to solve more puzzles. Again, I've been stumped on some of these, and when you figure them out, you're like, oh my God, that was so obvious. Or I'm like, oh man, I feel so smart now that I finally wrap my head around it. So, you have these different lights that you're trying to turn on. So if I
Type
double
25 challenge. 0
tap
of 1
on
solved.
one of these, let's see what
Type
a
25
clue
challenge. 0.
is.
Paper unclipped.
Paper?
New paper clipped.
Paper unclipped or clipped. I wonder if... What the heck would that mean?
Clue. Clipboard.
Clipboard.
Clue. Clipboard. Light 1 of 1. Unsolved. Button.
I think this is a new one. I don't think I've seen this clue.
Open wormhole to home grid or double tap with 2 fingers. Light 1 of 1. Unsolved. Button. Open wormhole to home grid or double tap with 2 fingers anywhere to quick exit. Button.
Okay. I wonder, I wonder if that has something to do with the clipboard and like copy and paste. I'm not sure. Let's look
Type
at
29
another
challenge. 1 of 3 solved. Open challenge type 29. Use the road. Type 22 challenge. 0 of 6 solved. Open challenge type. Challenge type 22. Clue. String 1 of 6.
String 1 of 6.
Clue. String 1 of 6. Clue. String 2 of 6. Clue. String 3 of 6. Clue. String 4 of 6. Clue. String 5 of 6.
I have no clue.
Light 1 of 6. Unsolved. Align with bottom of string 1. Button. Clue. String. Alert. Low battery. Low battery.
Uh-oh.
Close. Button.
Okay, well, we'll get through it here.
Black box. Clue.
Low
String 6 of 6.
battery. But so, you're not just playing the game within itself. Like sometimes you have to go outside of the app and think about all the different ways that you can use your device, be it your screen, your camera, your just all kinds of stuff. It's super clever.
Voiceover on. Accessible games.
Black box
Heading.
is amazing.
Double tap and hold to start edit mode. Hobo. Double tap
really
to open.
good. Now, this one I haven't played yet. This is one I just heard about. I had to kind of laugh. Saw it on Voiceover. I saw it on AppleViz. It was called Hobo Simulator. I can't really comment on it, so I'm not going to. Just the name sounded interesting, but it's supposed to be another
Closing accessible games folder. Game services folder. 10.
Now, I do have another folder.
Blindfold games folder. 16 apps. Double
For
tap to open.
Blindfold games.
Opening Blindfold games folder.
A couple
Blindfold
of
games.
these
Heading.
I
Double
have.
tap and hold to start edit mode.
A couple of these I've released videos for. A few more I've actually recorded videos for. And even a few more that I'm probably not necessarily going to cover on the channel. Just because I'm going to cover the ones that I'm really most interested in playing. And, once you get the main Blindfold Games launcher, you can go and kind of basically find any or all of these. And they all share a pretty similar interface. But they all work really well with VoiceOver. They have, good sound effects. And there's a good variety. So, I'll just look at the grid here. We have
Blindfold RS games. Double tap to open.
RS games.
Blindfold games. Double tap. Blindfold pinball. Double tap to open.
Pinball.
Blindfold hopper. Blindfold invaders.
Hopper.
Double tap to open.
So you have
Blindfold pinball. Double tap to open.
pinball.
Blindfold hopper.
You have a
Double tap to open.
Frogger type game.
Blindfold invaders. Double tap to open.
Space Invaders type of game.
Blindfold fortune wheel. Double tap to open.
Wheel of Fortune-esque thing.
Blindfold word doodle. Double tap. Blindfold word games. Double tap to
couple
open.
word games.
Blindfold words from words. Double tap to open.
Okay, 3 word
Page 2 of 2.
games. And
Blindfold
there's
air
way
hockey.
more.
Blindfold air hockey.
Air
Double tap to open.
hockey.
Blindfold bowling. Bowling friends. Double tap to
Bowling
open.
and bowling with friends.
Blindfold breakout. Double tap to
Breakout,
open.
that's cool.
Blindfold color crush. Double tap to
Color
open.
Crush, another puzzle game, accessible puzzle
Blindfold
game.
feud. Blindfold feud. Double tap
Family
to open.
Feud kind of a thing.
Blindfold search. Double tap to open.
And search. Now, there are even additional games that I haven't even
Closing Blindfold games folder.
downloaded.
Game services
So
folder.
that's currently what I have on my phone as far as accessible games go. Again, I would highly recommend that you just go check out under my illegally cited channel here. Go check out the iOS accessible games spotlight playlist. And even go look at the PC accessible game spotlight videos, because several of the games like A Blind Legend, I know that, I don't have that on here right now. But A Blind Legend is another one. Karateka, the new version of Karateka, is actually a mainstream game that works really well for accessibility. So between the PC and the iOS accessible game spotlight videos, there's a lot of games for that are accessible. And again, go check out AppleViz as well, just to see what other accessible games are. So, again, I'm not going to be, I apologize for not being quite as comprehensive in my accessible games video as I was my low vision video. And I think there, like I said, I hinted at it in the beginning or at the end of my last video for the low vision games, low vision essentials. But the thing with accessible games is, there are ones that I would say the ones that I always keep on my devices are the something else games. Until they absolutely don't work anymore, they're staying on my phone. Black Box is another just essential. I love that game. A Dark Room, some of the Unity games, the Crafting Kingdom. What was the other one? The Super Tile Smash.
Blindfold games folder.
That is one that I come back to. But like I said, a lot of the a lot of the accessible games I don't play as often, maybe just because, like I said, there's a lot of word games, there's a lot of text adventures, and I'm not saying that those are bad. I do enjoy them from time to time. But because I have the option to play some of these other games that have visuals and things, I'm not trying to put down the accessible games by any means, because I think a lot of them are fantastic. But compared when you compare them to, let's say, a mainstream game in some ways, a lot of them, they're great for short periods of time, but they just don't really hook me as much as some of the mainstream games do, just because, there's more variety, or there's more depth, or there's something in the presentation or the gameplay variety, that'll kind of keep me coming back. Some of the Blindfold games have done a really great job, and I really do need to play some more of those, because I could see myself really getting hooked on some of those a lot more. So that he's doing really great work, but again, if we don't want to see things like the Something Else games or Solara, things like that, when developers actually charge a few bucks, please support them. Don't just run to AppleViz right away and be like, send me a free code. I'm poor. I want to play games. Send me a free code. I want a code. I want a code. That's occasionally, that's fine. Or if you're beta testing and, maybe you get they give you a free copy of the game or whatever. But even in some of those cases, I've actually paid for the games. If we want some of these things to survive and continue and be supported beyond right
Screen
now,
dimmed. Office space.
we got to
Time
be
pressed.
willing to support them, because, these aren't mainstream games. These are not games that are going to sell to millions of people. If you're looking at a smaller market that is going to support these, we have to support them. Otherwise, we're going to get more great games again that are going to go away. I mean, I hate to keep harping on this, but I just see it all too often on message boards and discussion threads and different things. I just, emailing lists or whatever. I just keep saying, "Oh, this is too expensive. It's $5. That's a ripoff." I'm like, no, it isn't. Maybe you can't afford it this second, but, whether it's a useful app that's going to help you be more independent, or a game that's going to, just give you some enjoyment, they're absolutely worth paying for. But, that is a rough overview. Again, I don't have all of the games that I've covered in the past
Zombie
on
audio.
my phone right now, because those are kind of really going in and out on my device on what's supported and whatever. But again, I didn't want to just leave the accessible games out. I did a low vision games video. I wanted to do kind of an accessible games video. Like I said, I know I'm missing things like Karateka, A Blind Legend, a few other ones in there that I can't think of right off the top of my head. But again, just go check out my PC accessible and my iOS accessible games videos, because some of the PC titles that I've covered are also on iOS as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hope it was helpful. Follow me on Twitter at BGFH79. And until next time, I will talk to you guys later.